Oh, Paula is here. Hi, Paula. How are you? We are just starting.
Hi everyone.
How are you?
Hi
So
everyone.
it's very nice to see you all here. Thank you very much for attending this kickoff session of the scholarships. We wanted to have this session, please, to explain a little bit more of the goals of the scholarship, and also the steps ahead, and but mainly for you to share what your work will be with the rest of the students, and that you can know each other. um, you are in total 6 students, one from each of the Impulsouth countries. Now I'm going to do a very brief introduction to the Impulsouth project, because I believe that not all of you know about it. But those are the main goals of today's session, for you to know each other, to know the Impulsouth team as well, Paula, Natalia, and myself, and to know more about what you are going to do in the next months ahead of research with the scholarship. So maybe I can begin by introducing myself, and we can do a very quick introduction of everyone who is here in this meeting. My name is Virginia. I am based in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I'm part of the team of Fundación Avina that is leading this Impulsouth project, and I'm leading these components of the scholarships for the project. So it's very nice to meet you all. Nati, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hi everyone. It's really nice to see you here. I'm Natalia. You already know me from the email, but I'm from Brazil. I'm based in Paris, and yeah, it's really nice to see you here. It has been 2 years, almost 2 years, that I am at Impulsouth. So it's really a pleasure to welcome you with another young participant that have been with us.
Paula, do you want to go ahead?
Sure. Thank you very much, Virginia. Welcome to all of you, and congratulations for the scholarships and for the research you are taking ahead. I'm Paula Ellinger. I'm Brazilian, based in Argentina, and I'm currently Climate Action Director at Fundación Avina and coordinating Impulsouth. Looking very much forward to hear about you.
Thank you, Paula, and good morning, Vilcarius. I'm not sure how your name is pronounced. Sorry for that. We are just doing a brief round of introductions. So who wants to go ahead? Maybe Takina, you were the first to arrive. Do you want to present yourself?
Yeah. Hello. Hi everyone. I am Mama Bao Sekina from Niger. I'm actually student of Wakaserte West African Science Center for Sustainable Rural Transformations, and I'm glad to be one of the scholar of Impulsouth Scholarships. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Who wants to go ahead? Maybe Luz?
I don't know if you can see me, but hello, I'm Luz. I'm from Guatemala. I'm currently a student in Universidad del Valle, Guatemala, and I'm hoping to graduate maybe next month. And nice to meet you all.
Thank you, Luz. Caroline?
Good morning. I'm Caroline Najuko from Uganda. I'm a student of a Master's in Science in Disaster Risk Management with Makerere University in Uganda. I'm very happy to be here, and I must say I'm grateful for the scholarship opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline. Clara, do you want to go ahead?
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you will understand my English because I'm French speaking. So my name is Clara, and I work at the National Office for Climate Change, and I am a student at the University of Antananarivo for my degree. Thank you. And thank you for the scholarship also. Thank you.
Thank you, Clara. Yes, we can understand perfectly. In case you have any issue with the language, we have Natalia that speaks French, so she's here also to support us in that. But your English is perfect, so don't worry about it. Maybe Hilcarius, do you want to go ahead? And I'm sorry that I'm not sure how your name is spelled. Pronounced.
Hi, how are you? Hello. Is Jill Kauris or Gil Kauris?
Okay.
Whatever you feel more comfortable. I am Dominican Republic. It's a pleasure to be part of this great team. And I am in the Universidad Nacional Pedro Enrique Ureña. And I don't know if I can tell us something more.
That's okay. Thank you very much. Now we can go ahead and again, I'm sorry, I don't know how it's pronounced. Fatso Tembo. Sorry, I don't know how it's pronounced, but you can teach me.
You're actually close, very close.
Do you want to present very briefly yourself? Want to present yourself?
Oh, okay. So my name's Mpaso Tembo from Zambia. I am currently studying climate change and environmental management. I'm doing my master's at the Copperbelt University.
Great. Thank you very much. And I believe we have Jackie and Felix also. Felix, do you want to go ahead first? We are doing a brief round of introduction.
Yeah, sure. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Felix Kalaba from Zambia, partner Impulsouth, and we've done good works together. And I'm also working closely now with Impulsouth, trying to see how we can support the research that he's doing. So glad to be with you in this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much. It's very important for the supervisors and the researchers to also be involved in the process. So we really appreciate it. Jackie, do you want to go ahead?
Thank you, Vicky. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Brinker, and I am a researcher at Universidad del Valle. And I am also part of the team of Guatemala that did the research for our country. And I'm going to be supporting Luz in all of this scholarship process. So thank you very much for the opportunity for Luz and for ourselves. And we hope we can do a great job.
Thank you very much, Jackie, and also to thank you for being here to support Luz in this path she's beginning, or maybe she's in the research path, but now is beginning with the scholarship. So thank you very much for being here. I think that's it. I think we've covered everyone. So thank you very much. Now I'm going to do a very brief introduction of the Impulsouth project because some of you know it and some of you don't. So very briefly, basically, Impulsouth is an alliance of organizations that it's a project that looks to increase knowledge and capacities of climate action in developing countries. It is being implemented in 6 countries, 2 from Latin America and 4 from Africa. From Latin America, we have Guatemala and the Dominican Republic. And from Africa, we have Madagascar, Zambia, Uganda, and Niger. We have representatives from all these countries here today. So thank you very much, all of you, for joining. The project promotes South cooperation, and we strongly believe that it's a very good way forward to enhance South cooperation, to strengthen the engagements with the Paris Agreement, and to promote climate action. So that's one of the main aims of the project. Let me go ahead here. And this project has been implemented for almost 2 years now, I think. Natalia, you can correct me, or Paula if I'm wrong. I joined later in the process to the project, so I haven't been from the beginning like Natalia here, or Paula also. And a lot has happened already in the project. The project has basically four components. The first one is on research about capacity needs and gaps, and that's where the research and the scholarships are. This is a component where the scholarships are built into. Then we have had, and we are having also this year, a virtual training on climate leadership. We have had a training last year in Latin America and one in Africa, and we are having one this year, mainly in Africa, but that also integrates some students from Latin America. We have the Solutions Lab that Nati can explain us very briefly what it is about, because she can explain it much better than I can. So Nati, do you want to go ahead with the Solutions Lab?
Yes, sure. I searched for better internet, but I have said to myself that maybe there's a lot of noise. So if you can't understand, you can tell me. So the Solutions Lab is like the practical part of the training, right? And Luz can also share some insights with you. She was in the training course as Sakina also was last year, but she was selected to this year's Solutions Lab. And it's basically a laboratory of adaptation solutions for climate adaptation. And you can see also in the Impulsouth site, if you want to see more for the solutions developed. So we had 11 ones last year. We support them with seed funds and also with classes about innovation and how to develop a project. And then last year, 4 of them were supported to go to COP27. So it's more a practical module of implementing solutions. And I invite you to go check on the solutions because they are really, really great. And they are also in your country. So it could be a nice experience to exchange with the people there.
Thank you, Nati. And then we have the last component is the engagement at the global governance arenas, such as Nati mentioned the COP, and Impulsouth has also been participating from the African Climate Week, and many other spaces that are very important at the international level. But going back to the research component, maybe I didn't mention that at the last year, or even the other one, 6 diagnoses from countries were developed from national institutions, research national institutions, and the goal of this research component basically is to enhance climate knowledge and capacity needs from countries. And that's why the project supports national institutions on research, and also students such as yourself through these research grants. So we are very happy to have you all here. And as I mentioned, maybe at the beginning, the goal of this meeting is basically to know each other, to share the work plan that you have, and later on to share best practices and learn from each other, because we believe that this is a very important space for the scholarships to learn from each other. Okay, so now we would like to hear a little bit from you about the plans you have for the scholarship, your research topic, and how you plan to develop it. In my email for this meeting, I ask you to maybe do a little presentation of 1 or 2 slides. I don't know if you prepare the slides. If you have prepared them, you can share them yourself. And if not, you can just present the research that you are planning to do, and just without the slides. That's okay also. I don't know who wants to start. I will stop the sharing of my screen so that I can see you. Who wants to break the ice and start? Anyone? I don't want to call anyone like in school.
Maybe I can. Maybe
Come
I
on,
can.
Luz. Yes.
Sorry. Yeah,
Come
I'm
on, Luz,
really
and then
nervous. So
Sakina. No,
sorry
come on.
if
This is a very informal meeting. That's okay. This is a
okay.
very informal meeting, just to know each other. Relax. Just relax.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. I don't know if you can see it.
Not yet, but there is charging there.
Okay.
Maybe you can put it in full screen so we can there. Great.
Just give it time because we
Yeah.
have a low connection here too. Okay, I didn't know we were going to present ourselves before, so this is my slide of presentation, so you can see my face. I'm Luz Osorio, like I said, I'm from Guatemala, and my research is the use of geographic information systems for the economic valuation of regulation system services of cloud forests. First, I'm planning to do this as my thesis project, but I needed some help, and I'm going to do it in the private natural reserve Refugio Quetzal, that is from the university I'm from, in a region of Guatemala. And I intend to do this project as a tool for early warning of carbon emissions, and mainly carbon sequestration. That is really important. My main objectives is to evaluate these ecosystem services in this pilot area, to estimate the changes in the ecosystem surface of carbon sequestration through the years and from different future scenarios, so we can see like how this carbon changes in other scenarios if we like go and do something about climate, or if we don't do anything, how it's going to affect these ecosystem services, and compare in monetary variation of this carbon sequestration. Like we know, this is like insight for carbon market in Guatemala, so maybe it could help like see in monetary variations of this service. And this is the, I put this picture because this is the area is here. This is Volcan Atitlan here in Guatemala, and this is where the reserve is. But I really like this picture, so you can see a volcano here in Guatemala. And I have some experience. Mainly, I was a research assistant in the health studies centers here in my university. It was a Kawilat project is related from What Health. I don't know if you had recalled this One Health thing that is going around the world, but I mainly focus in the carbon analysis in two communities here in other department of Guatemala, and I also did a rapid ecological evaluation in the reserve I planning to do the project. And that's it. Maybe I just passed the time, but for respect the time for you all, I'm open for questions or maybe insights that you can share. I'm going to stop sharing my screen also.
Thank you very much, Luz. Just I have two quick questions. One is if you have already started the research and what is the like the advances that you have if you have already started. And I was wondering if what do you think are the main challenges of your research? Do you see any challenge ahead for the scholarship? And I would also like to invite anyone who wants to ask a question to Luz to just raise your hand, and I would love it if we can make it as participatory as possible. Thank you.
Okay, I mainly did like the research, the theoretical research, like how is the market of carbon here in Guatemala, what models I'm going to use to like model this carbon sequestration thing and everything. Like the theoretical part is already done. I'm starting to do like this week and last week I started to do like the maps in QGIS. It's the software that I'm going to use maybe, and also I'm going to use this star set that is called that is only to modeling like climate change and how this affects the variables I'm using. And in QGIS, I just use like the already maps that we have in Guatemala to use the resources we already have of carbon and forest. Also, I don't know how to say this in English, cobertura forestal. Sorry. But forest cover.
I think it's
forest cover, yeah. Yeah. And that's my advancements to the moment. I'm really rushing because I was selected to present in a congress like in October, and I really want to present this. So that's my advances till this week. And well, the challenges maybe with the future models, because as we know, they are models, they are not the reality. And maybe that's the questioning I'm going to receive of other people, like how you can say that it's going to mean that if we don't do something about climate change, we're going to lose maybe like $1 million in this forest. If it's not less ascertained, it's a model, but it also can give us an awareness, an early awareness of what is going to happen. And maybe it's a good scenario and it's going to be a lot worse. And that's one of the challenges. And also maybe questions from the government here in Guatemala, because, well, it's really complicated part. So that's one of it. And also I want to engage the community, and I am really worried that how is the relationship of this community with the reserve, or how is the relationship with everything there, because there is a community really near and they use these reserves sometimes, but it's not like allowed. So that's one of my worries, because we have to select and we have to get in mind that involving the communities that are really important part. So that's one of my concerns for the future.
Thank you very much, Luz. I think it's the last thing you said. It's very important. At least we in Fundación Avina are always very aware and worried about doing a participatory process always, and involving communities in everything that we do. So I think it's very good that you have that in mind from the start. So if we can help you with anything, you just write to us, and we can collaborate in anything that you need. And that is for everyone. If you have questions or anything during the scholarship, you can write to me, and we can help you with, if we can, right, with what you need. So, but I think it's very important that you have that in mind from the start. So I don't know if anyone has a question or anything to share with Luz.
Thank you so much, Virginia, and everything. I'm open for questions. You can see I'm in the chat too. You can search there if you have any questions, and you can write me. I don't care.
Thank you, Luz, and thank you, Jackie, also for being here. So I believe Sakina wanted to go next. So Sakina, if you want to introduce
Yes,
us
please.
to your research plan, we are all ears.
Um, can you see my screen?
Not yet, but sometimes it takes a little while.
What about now?
There you go. Now we can see it.
Okay, all right. So yeah. So thank you, Virginia, for this opportunity. I'm glad to be with all of you, and I'm happy to share my work with you also. So as you can see, the topic of the research is the assessment of the contribution of ecosystem services provided by an agroforestry parkland to climate change adaptation in southwest of Niger. So this is the topic of the research. I have two supervisors actually, but I'm more working with the first one. Unfortunately, they are not available to join me because they went to the field actually, so they said they couldn't join me. Yeah, so the objective of the research, the main objective is to assess the contribution of ecosystem services provided by the woody diversity in agroforestry parks in two areas, the southern part and the Sahelian part of Niger. Then the specific objective of the research, the first one is that to evaluate the climate variability in the southern west of Niger, like the two areas of study. The second one is to characterize the woody vegetation of agroforestry parks in southwest of Niger. So that means we are going to study the two type of vegetation we have in the two type of areas. And the third one is to assess and quantify the main ecosystem services provided by this tree diversity we have in the two areas. And the last one is we have to evaluate the impact of those ecosystem services on local population livelihoods. So after all these things, the last step is we have to know or to find out about what about the impact of the ecosystem that those population have in the area. And actually, the research stage is still at data collections. I have started the data collection. I firstly start with the surveys with the community. I made a survey with some of colleagues that helped me because it's in local language, so I need some help to 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 achieve the first objective. And then at the same times we have done the inventory of the vegetations then in the two areas. I have like 4 villages in each area have 2 villages. The first one is in the Sahelian area. I have 2 villages there. So I have surveyed, I think the first villages I had like 30 let me see is yeah I have 30%. I don't know how to put it. My English is not coming today. Like I've survived 30% in the first villages, then 30% in the two villages. That means like I have 16 samples in the first areas and 16 in the second areas. So about the inventory, still doing it because it's a lot of work. I did the first part, like the first area, then actually I'm about to go to the second part. So that is what I can say about the work. I don't know if you have questions because Virginia said we have only 3 minutes to present our work. So that's why I couldn't say enough about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sakina. I think it's a very interesting research plan, and the research seems very interesting. Just I have, Hilgarius has a question. Just I have a quick question. Um, how far are the villages from the place you live, or from the place where you work? Just to know. If in that sense, is the like the field work like take you a lot of time, or are those villages nearby and the parkland is nearby? And also, if you can tell us if you have had previous experience in doing, for example, climate variability, evaluating climate variability on, or who is assisting you with that, because I believe it's not like a very easy thing to do, no? So I would love to hear more about that. And then Hilcarius, I believe she had a comment or a question. Thank you, Sakina.
All right, thank you,
No,
Virginia. Oh, okay, you go ahead.
Go ahead, Hilcarius, if you want.
no, I want to present.
Okay, next. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you
Sorry.
had a question. Okay, you can go next. Don't worry. Go ahead, Sakina, then.
Yeah, so you asked about the distance between the villages and where am I actually? Yes, I think it's far because I'm like the Sudanian area. I think I'm like 100 kilometers from the town, like where I'm living actually. Yeah, this is far. Like is like 4 hours of traveling. Like yeah, in a car you can have like 4 hours of going there. So yeah, the villages, I think they are no far away because the distance between the villages, according to what my supervisor say, it should be like between 15 and 20 kilometers from them, like the first one and the second one, because we have to work on the variability. We don't have to have the villages like near to each other. We have to separate them. Yeah. So yeah, so each village is far to the next one of like 15 of or 20 kilometers. It depends on the villages I chose. So that's it, but it's far of from the town. And the second area, like the Sahelian area, is not far. It's like about 40 kilometers of where I'm living. So at any moment I can go there. Yeah. So it's not far. So I think this is the first question. The second question you ask about if I have experience about climate variability in Niger. Well, the only thing I can say, we have been working with I have been working with some NGOs. So we used to go to the community, like to make a survey. It's usually always survey we make, like we make a survey of just few person to know about, for instance, floods. So for instance, the last year, no, that was like 2021. So we made a kind of little survey about the floods because there is people that were affected about floods in my area. So this is only what I can say about, knowing what is the variability, the climate variability in my area. Yes.
Thank
I
you,
don't know if I
Sakina.
answered about
Yes,
all your
sure, sure.
questions.
No, I
All
think
right.
it's a very interesting research, and at least I am eager to see the results of the research. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's because you say it's 3 minutes. I could have said more
No,
about
sure,
the
that
topic.
we can
I
make a
would.
very long meeting, so that's why I asked for 3 minutes so that everyone could share. But we will talk
All
more
right.
about the research in in some meetings that we will have along the way. So don't worry.
All right.
Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Welcome.
Okay, so Hilcarius, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I want to go. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have something prepared to present, so I wanna talk. The title of my research is Urban Green Infrastructure for Social and Climate Equality in Polígono Central, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. The Polígono Central is the center of the city in Santo Domingo, and I don't know why I say that. Lamentablemente, it's not sorry. We lose a lot of green space, so we don't have a lot of space to enjoy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the security right now for us is very difficult and different when we try to go out, for example, when our children's we want to walk. So the project tried to analysis. Sorry for my English.
Don't worry.
The condition right now in this central area, and have proposed to this situation because we don't have we lost green area, so the temperature is more high. Uh, the security on the space, ¿cómo se dice? Condition of the space, urban space. So that is why the project tried to analyze. I don't know if you have some questions.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My question would be, if like the one I made to Lucy, is if you see any challenge for your research, if you believe, I don't know, maybe that the time will be enough, or any other like technical
I think maybe the have approach with the people, but because we need to know how her feelings, how they think about the space. So that I think that's the one the principal situation. I'm gonna try to finish in the time stipulated, but I think that is the one difficult part.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I don't know if anyone has a question or a comment, and if not, we can go ahead with whoever wants to go ahead next.
I can take it up now.
Yes, I don't know, Clara or but I'm not going to pronounce it, but Pato Tembo. Sorry. Go ahead if you want, and then Clara.
Okay, let me start by first sharing the screen. Let me just quickly just a second. Okay, having a bit of challenges sharing my screen. Okay, can I just speak? I'm having a bit of challenges sharing my screen.
Sure, don't worry. Don't worry about it. Just go ahead.
Yeah, so my project title is Gender and Climate Change. And my supervisor is Professor Felix Calava, who's with us as well. So a brief background of my project studies. I would like to understand the relationship between gender and climate change, which is essential for effective climate action and sustainable development. And different individuals are affected differently by climate change. especially when we look at it on the front of gender, females and males, we tend to find that females are mostly affected by climate change, and yet they are not mostly engaged in decision making and policy creation. So I would like to find out how best we can engage females in decision making as well as policy creation in climate change. So my main objective of this study is to investigate the relationship between gender and climate change in order to contribute to the existing knowledge gap on the gender differentiated effects of climate change. And then furthermore, my study seeks to raise awareness amongst policymakers and decision makers about the importance of gender diverse adaptation policies. And then I have a bit of specific objectives that are built into the main objectives. And these specific objectives is to assess gender sensitive activities practiced in Masaiti district, because my project study is based in Masaiti district, which is on the Copper Belt. It is about 2 to 3 hours away from where I'm staying, which is Kitwe. And it is also a peri-urban kind of setup. So basically, I chose the area because of the peri-urban setup, where agriculture is still, their main source of livelihood, as well as collection of forest products, and women participation in these livelihoods is high. So I would like to, get positive results. And then the second specific objective is investigate how knowledgeable communities in the district are on climate change and its effects. Because like I mentioned earlier, the rate of education in the area is not so much. So before you even get to find out about these activities that they practice, you really have to first know how knowledgeable these people are on climate change, or at least if they have any information on climate, because I think that's the basic that one needs to know before you even introduce any other factor there. And then my third specific objective, is investigate the climatic experiences experienced in the districts. Because before I get to also talk about the activities, what climatic extremes are experienced in the area, so that I get to understand whether there's climate change happening in the area, or is it climate variability, before I even get to make any other conclusions. And then lastly, I need to assess the impacts of climate change on the determined gender sensitive activities in the district. And that is the own course of research that I want to do.
I'm on mute. Thank you very much. I think it's very interesting, and gender issues are a really very important topic for Impulsouth. So congratulations on doing this research. I think it's very important. Just two very brief questions. One is, have you worked on gender issues before? And the other one would be, if you believe that you will have, like, is time a challenge for you to finish the research in the times of the scholarship, or you believe that it will be enough time to do the research? Thank you.
Okay. To respond to the first question, which is have I done any research around gender? Not specifically around gender, but I have done a few research work with Professor Kalava on environmental issues, which we do incorporate gender as we are trying to collect our data, because we believe in certain fields or livelihood activities, like I said, agriculture here in Zambia, it's mainly women that are actively engaged in such. So we do incorporate gender as we do our data collection and any other research activities. And then on the time frame, I do believe I can still make it within the time frame that is provided by Impulsouth. But as it goes on, depending on you as Impulsouth, how you'd like the scope, if you'd like to increase the scope of study and all those things. But with how I have set my study, I think I can still make it within the time frame.
Great. Okay, thank you again, Patso. I think it's a very interesting research. So also, I'm very eager to see the results. So all the good luck for the research. Clara, do you want to go ahead? I'm going to share the screen because you have just sent me
Yes.
the slide. Give me 1 second. Where is it? Is it this one? Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. So my topics is the analysis of women farmers' vulnerability to climate change in the rural village of Ilakaes. This is a village in Madagascar, and my supervisor is the PhD Etienne Stefano at the University of Antananarivo. As a background, 80% of the population in Madagascar lives in rural areas. Some parts of the island, women are not allowed to own land from their parents, even though their main activity is farming. And agriculture is a sector that is highly vulnerable to climate change in Madagascar, and women are marginalized. So that's why I am interested on this study. So the objective of my study is the main objective is to assess the vulnerability of women farmers, vulnerability to climate change, and after that to propose adaptation measures. Those adaptation measures, they can use that adaptation measures to the in the policies, climate policies in the village, or climate change strategy like that. As a step already taken, I already made survey of in the women farmers in the village, and I still need to do some consultation workshop with agricultural experts, climate scenario experts, and association of women farmers in that village. That is my presentation. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Clara. Also, a very interesting research. Just two quick questions. One, it's wonderful that you could do service to 200 women. Did you face any difficulty while making those service? And the other one is, are there many associations of women farmers? I believe that's very interesting also, because you say that they are not allowed to own land, and their main activity is farming, and I'm just wondering to know if how many associations there are for women farmers, if you know. Thank you.
Yes, I was some difficulties when I made survey of 2,000 women farmers in the village because uh, talking women only women is difficult because it is a very sensitive subject when you talk about women. So when you want to talk something, just this is women problems. Many men is not lucky. And about the women association, yes, there is many women farmer association because in this village there was some project um made by some like some what that mean, like USAID, like that. So there is already some farmer association.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very much, Clara. It's a very interesting research, and also very eager to see the results. Congratulations. And I believe that we're missing Caroline. And I know we are just in time of the meeting, but if you just give us 5 minutes for Caroline to present, and then we can close up with the next steps, and we will be done. Caroline, do you want to go ahead?
Yes, please. Thank you. Let me try to share. Oh. Are you able to see my presentation now?
Yes, now we can see it.
Okay. My research. Good evening, good afternoon. How are you all? My research is on examining the impacts of land use, land cover change on water quality in Katonga River. I'm doing this for my Master of Science in Disaster Risk Management. Briefly about Katonga River. Like you can see, this is a map of Uganda here. It stretches from the southwestern to the largest water body we have in Uganda and mass in Africa. That is the Lake Victoria. So this river is basically serving water for over 12 districts, the ones in the map below. And I'm seeking to see how the land use changes that are occurring in these areas are contributing to the resultant water quality. And noting that the water quality is deteriorating because of different land use changes that have occurred. So that's why I selected this river, because it's the longest feeding into this lake, which is the largest source of water for the entire country and even the neighboring countries of East Africa, including Tanzania, Kenya. It is one of the largest freshwater bodies we have. So I'm going to focus on the lower end, which feeds directly into the lake. So I will not be dwelling on the upstream and midstream. I will focus on the downstream that leads to feeding into the lake. While I'm doing this work, my general objective has been to to provide a deep understanding of the underlying causes and drivers of changes in water quality and land use. This is basically aimed at informing the development of effective, gender-responsive, sustainable management practices for the catchment around this river. So how I envision to do this, I intend to first of all come up with a trend and hotspot areas of water contamination along the river channel. Then examine the land use, land cover changes along the areas along the river channel. But this, we are basically going to dwell on a 1,000 meter buffer from the river, since the catchment is usually within the buffer for the river is 100. So we want to go 1,000 meters away from it. That is what we'll dwell on for the analysis. And the third objective is to examine that also the geospatial relationship. How does the change in the land use, land cover contribute to the changes in the water quality? And the fourth objective would be to come up with a sustainable catchment, the engendered sustainable management practices for the catchment around this river buffer. In Uganda, by its nature, it is the women, children that are usually engaged in activities near the buffer areas, because there is usually fertile soils and they can easily access water to use. So I pick interest in this to see at the end of the day if the water is contaminated, and this is what the mothers who are the providers of the food and the drinks, even the children who are engaged closely with the mothers, what will be the impact to them at the end of the day, and want to use this to guide the measures that should be put through by the government and how these rivers can be protected to have a healthier population, especially that of children and mothers. So to date, I've managed to do the land use, land cover analysis. And I don't know if you can see the area we are looking at, right now. Basically, the land uses that are occurring there are about 6. There is a forest cover, we have farmlands, grasslands, and we also have grasslands or shrubs, settlements, and the open water. Open water, that is the lakes or a river or even ponds. So briefly, that's what I have now. Yeah, that is it about what I intend to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Caroline. Just a quick question. Do you see any challenge ahead for your research?
So far, the challenge, I may say, I'm not sure about the time I may complete because of the competing demands. Maybe I may submit and I may not know when my supervisor will be ready to give a feedback. Yeah, so other than that, but I'm quite hopeful to finish on time. Maybe by close of this year, I would be done by this, because I've already done have already done. Also, the collection of water samples along the river. They are the laboratory for analysis. And I'm yet to compare with the existing water quality data to see how the changes have been happening. Yeah.
Right. Yes, Felix, do you have a question?
Yes, thank you so much for the presentation. Quite insightful. Just a question on the water parameter that you said you have already collected the water and being analyzed. Do you need any extra support with the water analysis, or is it something that is your strength, or you're relying more on data that you're relying more on some skills from others? Do you have this background, or you need maybe some support?
Okay, thank you, Felix, for that question. I have the background of water analysis, but currently my line of work is not directly engaged in water analysis. I'm currently more into change, adaptation, and mitigation. So moving climate action and basically vulnerability mapping. But right now the country has we have national water and sewage corporation is an institution. So other than financial assistance, maybe to be able to pay for the tests, for now, I must say, for now it is the financial requirements that so far I've had a hand. Maybe if they are not enough at the end of that day, that could be the issue. But because since I have the background, I'm working closely with the techs and the analysts as we are doing the analysis for now. That is the kind of approach I was using. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Caroline and Felix, also for joining and participating. And sorry, we are late in time. Just wanted to close the meeting by seeing what are the steps ahead for the scholarships. So today we had the kickoff meeting, and the idea for the scholarship is to have some follow-up meetings, just like this one, to see what you are working on and to share your updates and your results. So we would have another meeting in mid-November. We are still not sure about the exact date, but we will let you know ahead of time. And then the idea would be to have a final meeting at the end of January of next year, so that you have then enough time to present the final report and the final product of the scholarship by February the 20th. That is the day that was in the terms of reference for the scholarship. So this is the next steps. I think that you are all engaging in very useful and very interesting research. So congratulations for that. And you know that you can contact me or any of your partners by we have the WhatsApp group, or you can contact us via email. Don't hesitate to contact us if anything arises. So I don't know if any of you has any final question. Or,
Vivi,
yes.
I just wanted to add, if someone is going to go to the COP, it will be nice also to know, because we are going to have a team there, and there will be also another Impulsouth partners and participants of the Solutions Lab. So it will be a pleasure to meet you all. For everyone, we also we hold in the last two cups, and I hope this one we will hold a dinner that every partner is invited. So let us know if you are going.
Great, thank you, Nati. Okay, no one has a question, thank you very much for attending the meeting and for staying these extra minutes. Sorry for that. But I think that we had a lot to talk about, and it was very, very interesting and useful. So thank you very much and have a great weekend ahead of you. Thank you again, and we'll stay in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.